What's up, everybody? What's Gucci? It's Blessed by Abe. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm about to do a quick and easy buzz with a drop fade, mid drop fade to be exact. I got my boy Max right here. Been cutting him since he's 7. He's 13 now. About to go to high school. We got to get him looking fresh. So, I'm using a 5 guard on top, and I'm going to buzz it. I have my JRLs. I have them closed, and I do have the boost on them. There's 2 notches, a speed for fading and a speed for buzzing. So I had that all the way at the top. So his hair's super, super, super thick. So I have to go over and over just repeatedly. But what I'm using is the 5 guard, just buzzing all around. Don't forget, take your time with the buzz. Sometimes people try to rush it. You get a lot of long hairs, Just take your time. No rush. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my bald guideline. I'm going to use my liners, my babulous liners. And I'm going to go over the ear and under the occipital bone. And that's what's going to give it that mid-drop fade look. Take your time. Don't rush. I kept the bulk. Some people will, even go a little lower on the sides. I like to keep the bulk just because he has dark hair. So it's easier for me to just fade it up like that. The transition looks a little bit cleaner to me, in my opinion. Y'all let me know if you're a barber. Do you guys like keeping the bulk or leaving the bulk when you guys fade? And do you guys fade up or you guys fade down? Let me know. So right now I'm just taking off that first guideline, going around, taking my time. There's no reason for you to rush, especially when you have a client with thick hair. One little mistake can make the haircut just not stand out, or if anything, stand out with all the imperfections. Once I'm done taking the bulk off, I'm going to set my second guideline, which is the clipper lever all the way open. Before that, I'm going to use the balders just to get that bald guideline to the skin. You guys let me know if you guys like this angle. I tried this angle out a lot more. I used it just because it's a lot wider, but you can't see as close. You guys let me know if you like it like that, and I can start making a lot more videos like this. My first guideline is going to be the balders, and it's going to be an inch thick. I'm going to bald it all the way to the top until I see a little bit of hair, and then I'm going to get that inch of a guideline out. After that, I'm going to use my clipper lever all the way open, and I'm going to set my next guideline. Don't forget to get behind the ears, get all the hair. Clean your canvas always. Clipper all the way open with the lever, no guard. We're just flicking out. Once you get around the ears, remember to use your corners. Really set in your guideline. It's going to be easier to get that out. So what I'm doing now is just closing the lever and flicking out, trying to get that first guideline out. Use the corners. Remember, use the corners around the ear, and I'm going to run that line over and go little by little while closing the notches one by one. A lot of barbers always ask me why can't they get that line out. You're not running the line over. Run that line over. Don't be scared. Now, the fading guidelines, fading it out is different than setting the guidelines itself. With these are going to be a little bit smaller flicking out motions, using a lot more corners. There's no rush. Take your time. Ease into it. I like these JRLs because they have a clicker on it. They have notches. So for a lot of beginners, this is better. So you guys don't get lost in your cuts. So you know what level you're at. And if you close or fade up or fade down, you get to see step by step. I do recommend these JRLs or anything with a lever. The notches really do help out. Remember, flick out, flick out, flick out. Be patient with your cut. My next guideline is going to be the one closed, and I'm going to do again an inch thick. And remember, around the ears and all that, try and use your corners. It'll make the haircut that more detailed. Don't forget to always clean your canvas. Brush. The cleaner the skin, the better the fade would look and turn out. What I'm going to use to get that one guideline out of is the half guard open. And I'm going to go little by little running that line and closing the lever and going lower and lower until that line is erased. Remember, you can stretch the skin, pull the ear down. Your client is your canvas. Your canvas can move his head up, down, side to side. You can bend the ear. You can have him look left, look right. You can move your canvas around to get the better lighting or better angle. All we're doing is just tapping away at that line, running that line over. Now what I'm going to do now is some detail work. There still was some dark spots in the guideline. So I'm going to take the guard off, open the clipper, and start going little by little, notch by notch, try and lighten that guideline out. This is more of the detailed work. A lot of barbers like doing the whole haircut and then at the end take all those blemishes off. I like going one by one just because it's, to me, a lot cleaner. It doesn't look messy. Then sometimes I do get lost when I don't clean it all at once. If it works for you, try it out. It works for me a lot better. It takes a little bit longer, but the haircut always comes out a lot cleaner. Next, I'm going to use my 1.5 guard closed. And again, just flicking out, using the corners around the ear, under the occipital bone. There is no pressure. Take your time. The client doesn't know how fast the cut is supposed to be. You do. So you take your time. He's just there to get a nice haircut and to enjoy the buzz. Now I'm going to use the 1.5 guard open. I'm going to start clicking it. Lever play little by little. Softening up the guideline. Now I'm just doing the other side, using the one guard all the way open, lining up that line. You see me running that line over. Don't be scared of run that line over. Close the lever, go a little lower. Close the lever, go a little lower. That's all it is. Going from high to low or low to high and meeting in the middle and blending it out. Right now I'm using the half guard and I'm lightening up that guideline. Like I said, I do the detail work right when I do the guidelines. I don't like doing it at the end, so I'm using the 1.5 and just softening it up. And his hair is so thick that I believe after I used the no guard all the way open just to get some light detail work. That's all I'm doing, just lightening it up. His hair's super thick, super, super, super thick. Next, I'm using the 2 guard, setting my next guideline. This is where it starts getting a lot darker and a lot thicker. What I use to get that guideline out is my 1.5 guard all the way open. And I'm just lightening up that line, just tapping away. The trick is to set your guidelines perfectly, same size, same symmetric, and just keep going up all the way. That's what keep your blend nice and crispy, your fades nice and good. I'm using the 1.5 still, just lightening it up, closing the lever little by little, running the line and going lower and lower each time. To get more into detail, I use the 1 open just to soften up that guideline from the 2. Flicking out in a big motion. Like I said, there's no rush, guys. Take your time. Trust the process. Enjoy the process. Have fun with it. Now with Max, I've been cutting him now for multiple years. He usually gets either a buzz on top just because he plays so many sports, and it's usually a taper, but this time we went with a fade, and he's getting a lot older, so I think this looks a lot better. The next guideline is a 3, and I'm going to set it all the way closed, and that's my last guideline. Flick out. Don't dig into the top of the head. We're at the crown. If you dig in, it'll look more round, and his head won't be as symmetrical. I'm using the 2 open to get that line out. Flaking out, softening up that line. Taking my time with him, not rushing. After that, I'm using my 1.5 to lighten up that line, soften it down. Going lever by lever, notch by notch, running that line up. Now his hair is dark and it is very thick, so it takes a lot of strokes to get this out. Still using my 1.5 guard open, flicking out. Now this is my favorite part. The lineup, the putting the hairspray, hitting them with the hooks. This will really close the haircut up. This really seals the deal. So I'm gonna set my first guideline. And for whatever reason, I always go middle to right. And I'll go back and hit the other side. His hair is so thick, I had to keep running it over and running it over, keep lining it up and brushing, and it still wouldn't get perfect. It took a lot of takes to get the line straight and perfect with this thick hair. Remember to use those corners. Take your time. Like I said, it took me a long time to get him nice and crispy. Using the corner of my trimmer. Detail work. So now I'm going to do the other side. I don't know why, but this has always been so satisfying for me. Just those corner hooks. You know, I had to finish up with my Max with the blade, straight razor finish. Had to hook them up one time. Stretch the skin. We don't want to nick them. Take your time. Don't rush. The blade is very sharp. Little by little, section by section, pull the skin. Take your time. Do not rush. And then you got to hit my man with the Bel Air Rose aftershave. And there you guys have it. A 5 with a mid-drop fade. Let me know if you guys like the haircut. Like, subscribe. Hit me with a thumbs up. I think I barred him. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I go by Blessed by Abe. Thank you guys.